Hello, my name is Sandra Albers.
And I'm Jonathan Koyama.
On April 17th and 18th, we had our very first Beyond Awareness celebration here at Stonegate Elementary, where we invited community presenters with disabilities to share stories and lead respectful conversations about disability with our students. The event was based on a book called Beyond Awareness, bringing disability into diversity work in K-12 schools and communities.
Over the course of those 2 days, we had 16 guest speakers focus on the 5 topics that the book described, which was access and inclusion, disability history, assistive technology, respectful language, and ableism.
What's the name of your business?
It's called Able Artist.
So Able Artist is the name of Joshua's art business. So Josh, did you draw these pictures that you brought today?
Yes, I did. I by myself, and my mom helped me.
So what I do is all the printing and all the matting and stuff like that. So, thank you. So for example, this picture right here was from a photograph that Josh had. And this is someone's dog. And what's the name of this dog, Josh?
Pepsi.
Pepsi.
When I leave my house and I go somewhere and I've been there before, I kind of know where I'm going. Like, if you come to your school, you know where the office is, you know where the bathroom is, you know where your classroom is, right? So what I do when I go somewhere with Traveler is I teach him, and when he does a good job, when I tell him, take me to Stonegate Elementary, and when he takes me here, I go, good boy, and I give him a treat like that, and then he remembers.
Guys, it's never too late to change history. History doesn't have an expiration date, and we are never too young or too old to change history, especially our own. I'll be honest with you all, I don't like my history much. In fact, this is what my old file folder would have probably looked like. But thankfully, I chose to change my own history, and now my folder would look like this.
That's one way. I have 3 ways. One's with my voice, okay? And I have to say his name, and, okay, heel. Up. Good boy. Forward. Okay, now he's gonna stop before I run into somebody. He might lick him. He's not supposed to, okay?
So cerebral palsy, for me that looks like my body looks different. But one thing you guys will learn is that disabilities don't all look the same. We all take care of ourselves differently.
So in 4th grade, from that day on, that's when my disability journey sort of began. So eventually, as my tics progressed, I noticed a few things. The first one was stigma. So as my tics progressed, I noticed that my friends, even some of them who knew me before my tics started, they distance themselves a little bit from me. I increasingly ate lunch alone. I increasingly worked on projects alone, and I also did not talk to people that much. I know from talking with other people is that this is a pretty common occurrence, and that not always, but often people with disabilities are shunned, they can be ignored, or they can just be pitied, which are all bad.
School helping people. I want to travel the world and live on a ranch with animals one day.
Cool, so that's just a little speech. We're gonna go over his board and tell you guys a little about it, and then we can ask questions. Does that sound good? Yes. Okay. So JJ graduated high school. That's his graduation. He's gotten a few awards. What do you want to talk about next, JJ?
What next?
You want to talk about his 10K?
10K.
So Justin started running with his dad, and he's done 5Ks and worked up to 10Ks. So you want to show him your medal? Where'd you get this medal?
Mug run.
He did a mug run 10K and he got first place for his age group. So he got this really cool medal.
Stage performer, dancer, actor. I also attended college, and I happen to have Down syndrome.
I'm Jeremy Fraser. I am 25 years old. I'm a surfer. I'm a dancer. And I'm on a movie and commercial background. You may have seen me on Dhar Mann. To help you have Down syndrome.
And thank you so much for being here.
I wanted to talk to you a little bit about an experience I had, but I wanted to make sure you knew who Moto was first. So I used the cane, right, Moto? And then I decided to get a guide dog. And it was the best choice I ever made in my whole life because it gave me more freedom.
I also use, sometimes I have my friends guide me or other people like today Miss Kathy is guiding me around the campus. So I appreciate when people are able to guide me, and we call that sighted guide. Okay. I also have a pretty cool device that I know some of you might have. So how many of you have a phone? Yeah. Right? Well, that's pretty cool. I'm actually jealous because when I was your age, when I was in 4th grade, I didn't have a cell phone. I didn't get my phone until I was in high school.
So, you guys have met someone who only has one arm. You think it looks pretty cool and you want to ask them about it. That is totally fine. Which one of these would be the correct way to do that? A, what happened to you? B, is it okay if I ask you about your arm? Or C, avoid talking about it because you are scared of saying the wrong thing. Yes. Yes, can anyone tell me why B is correct? Yes.
No, if they want to talk about it, then you respect how they want to talk about it.
Exactly, that's been the best answer I've gotten to that question all day, so thank you, that's a perfect explanation. We want to be respectful and curious at the same time, but also we want to give them the opportunity to say, no, I don't want to talk about that.
Ryan there can't see at all, and I put him on a canoe. And so what's his disability? He can't see. So how do you think that makes his paddling difficult? Think about it. Yeah, he can't see where he's going, right? So if you're in the open ocean, you still need to know where to get around. We developed this orange thing on the back, and that is a piece of equipment that actually steers the boat. So Ryan's paddling, and I have one of my coaches follow him on another boat, and we steer him wherever he needs to go. Kind of cool?
We're listening to, and these headphones are mine. They're special. And they have a special button here. When I push it, I can't hear anything else around me. Nothing. They're called noise canceling headphones. And sometimes I can even take a picture of a book or a document, and they'll play the words for me right here. So if it's hard for me to read the words, it's easier for me to listen. I do it right on here.
Lastly, I did some work on a Netflix TV show, Ada Twist. Scientists, these are exciting times to be me, but they come at a price. I will discuss this later. I shared all of my accolades because I am proud of them, mostly because people have not seen me as capable, and I am.